thought I would check in with you guys while I do some cleaning and prepare to get back to work on some more new music and videos. And I got so much I wanted to say in this video, and we'll see how much of it I can remember and how well I can stay on track. I got some supplements I want to talk about, some natural supplements, good stuff that I've experimented. I've kind of become a natural nerd, experimenting with a lot of things the last couple of years because, like I told you guys yesterday in the live, did you watch? I was talking about how I've had to deal with chronic pain and my own medical issues and things, and I sort of took it into my own hands quite a few years ago, actually, but it's been a journey for me, and I wanted to try to get to the bottom of it and figure it out myself because I was not happy with the help I was getting. And I'm sure many of you know what I mean by that. So I've learned some really great things that I want to share with all of you, and I will keep doing it. There's only one company that I officially support in this video, and that is Medexus, because they've been really changing of the life for me. And that's the best way I can put it at this particular moment. So digital revolution is back. Hey. So before I get into the supplements and whatever else I want to talk about, let me address the title first, because some of you may have clicked it for that reason. One thing I've noticed as I've been pondering the Pastor Bob Joyce theory and other celebrity theories is that there is indeed one thing they all have in common, which has nothing to do with the celebrities, but it has to do with the believers and the skeptics. So the other people, the rest of us. And that is that if there's any kind of proof that it could be possible, the believers are willing to keep looking, look for more answers. And those that are like me, if I find enough answers that tell me it's not true, I'm fine with it. I have almost no emotional connection, I don't know, with Pastor Bob, other than I appreciate what he does. He's a great pastor, great musician, all that stuff, right? But I'll be totally fine with how things pan out. However, on the skeptic side, there's often a very, get right in your face about it, and you are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? That is very emotional and not what I would consider a rational action. So, like I've said many times, I'm probably one of the best people to be looking into it heavily and bring you guys whatever I find, because I was never an Elvis fan. Yes, I sang some of his songs before. Great music, great performer. Yes, all of that. But I wasn't even really a fan. I grew up around the time of, like, let's just say 80s and 90s, Gen X, and I was all into like Seattle grunge rock and just hard rock and alternative when I was in high school. For a lot of us, when it comes to music, that's what we think of as who did we really follow, and then on the flip side, it was Billy Joel was actually my first real major influence, and he was the main one, actually. So I've always had a very eclectic appreciation for music, and Sorry, I'll catch up to some comments when I can. Ray and Digital Revolution. So, with that being said, that's what I'm saying. I'm a good person to be looking at all this because I really have no emotional attachment to Elvis. Even though, like I said, I love the songs. The more videos I find, I'm like, yeah, I could have, really enjoyed going to his concerts, listening to him sing, obviously, but that's just how I grew up. That's how it was. And so I didn't even sort of, I guess you could say, really appreciate him until the last couple of years. Go figure, right? So, okay, so that's what I wanted to point out about. That's one thing I've noticed with all of these theories is you can really tell who has more of a actual emotional attachment than others. And I would argue it's not on the side of the believers. Even those who really love him, really want it to be true. I do too, but it's different for all of us, and we all have different levels of how much we sort of care, how how this goes down, what we find out. So, and I would just wrap that up by saying, one, he's never actually said, now we're talking about Pastor Bob, he's never actually said the words, "I am not Elvis." Okay, has not said that. Uh, he just said he's never been anybody other than himself and Bob. That is not another thing I've said many times. It would be very easy for him to come out and say the words super crystal clear, say it 3 different ways, all in 1 minute, and it'll be all over the web. And for me, yes, that would be very impactful, because it's not just the words people say, but as somebody who's highly intuitive, it's how they say it. And the way he said his vague admission, whatever you want to call it, or addressing the question was just so weak and so half, you know what. So, what else? Anyhow, so I hope that kind of addresses it. I will say that I've been very impressed with how heavily most seem to believe and are just more and more are watching the videos and saying there really is something here, even if you think it's a twin or son or something like that. There's definitely enough there to keep looking. So we'll keep going on this ride and we'll see where it takes us. Oh, the DNA test is the other thing, right? Again, if you really wanted to do something very transparent, uh, well, really to prove either way, but to prove that it's not true, he could do it. I'm not calling on Pastor Bob to do any of this because, like I said, I believe that there's a bigger picture going on here, not just him, but everything that's going on. Some of you know what I'm talking about. And it's all in God's timing. And we will find out at the proper time. So, okay, let me catch up on a few comments quick. Yep, Pastor Bob will help everyone sort things out when it all hits the fan. Exactly. Elvis was before my time. I thought all those Supermans that believe Elvis was still alive were just crazy. Then I did my own investigating. Wow. Yeah, and there's been a lot of that happening for a lot of us on a lot of topics, and I'm one of them. Oh, super fans, not Superman. Elizabeth said, "Me too. I was too young to be an Elvis fan. My husband's mother was a huge EP fan, so he knew more about it than I did." Hmm. Yeah, and that's somebody like me who just jumped on this train in the last couple of years. Now I'm seeing the comments from all over the place of true, like, diehard Elvis fans that have been watching this unfold for what, 40, 50, going on 50 years now? Yeah. And it's just, it's crazy, but it's not crazy, right? Given everything that we've been learning. Digital said the name on his grave is spelled wrong because he's not in there. Yeah. How can you misspell the king of rock and roll's grave? Hello? That's another big one. Bob Joyce equals 77 equals year someone very special died. Hey, Chad. Welcome back. Okay. Digital Revolution. I'm not going to read that one out loud, but yes, nailed it. And amen. Okay. So I think I addressed the title of what I wanted to cover to make sure I'm not just hyping you guys up. Really quickly, I'm going to run down some of the Medexus supplements that have literally changed my whole world the last couple of years. And I'm really thankful that I took the recommendation of a few of my really good friends. I was still skeptical, even though they were some of the most trustworthy people I know. And I finally gave the first product a try, which was, at the time, it was for pain that I needed. And they only have 6 or 7 supplements that you could look at. So it's very quickly to look at them. But Relieve is for pain and inflammation and discomfort. And I have like lower back pain and knees pain if I walk too much, which I tend to do a lot because I have a dog. And it was really annoying me because I couldn't do, just like the medium sort of exercise level that I want to be able to do. I know I'm not going to be an Olympian anymore. Okay. I get it. But I wanted to just do a little bit of exercise every day and stay active and keep my same weight and just do what I'm supposed to do, do what I love to do, be outside. So Relieve, all of these that I'm going to mention, they're all natural. You can take more of them if you want to. You don't got to worry about any bad effects like stuff that you buy elsewhere. And it worked. And if I have more pain, or if I know that, like, for an example, I was going to go to an amusement park and I knew I was going to be walking all day and I was probably going to feel just miserable by the night and the next couple days, I just took 3, 4 of these, however I needed, maybe once a day or twice if I want. And it totally just knocks that out. And I feel so much better. So this is not just like a regular sort of helper whenever I need it, but then on those certain occasions where you're going to have extra pain, you can take more. Like I said, when it comes to other pain relievers, you can't just take 5 or 10 of them if you need more. That's not good. This you can. Okay, I'm going to try to go a little quicker. So after I tried that, and I was like, wow, this just kind of changed my life a little bit. I'm going to try another one, Lift. So think of this as like all day energy, way better than coffee and energy drinks. But it also promotes to help your brain work better. So it helps with focus. And again, I couldn't believe, just from morning through afternoon, I felt way better. I didn't even feel like I needed the coffee because there is some caffeine in it. But this is also formulated so that it's sort of slow released throughout the day. So no jitters, nothing like that. Part of the reason I'm talking to you right now, definitely because of Lift. Tranquility. This is for sleep, calming stress and anxiety. I was talking about yesterday. Supports healthy blood pressure. And you just have to look into these for yourself. But everything I'm showing you, I've obviously tried, I own, and works. Cadence. This is the men's supplement. This just came out in the last year, give or take, and just huge. It helps men's bodies naturally create more testosterone, which I know something about because that was one of the issues I had from radiation therapy from cancer back in 2008. And uh, also one of those things I didn't understand that was part of the issue I was facing until, I experimented enough. And God blessed me with Medexus because, again, it's totally natural, absolutely zero side effects. One of their quotes from Nexus is "do no harm," and because their products do no harm. Longevity. This has become popular the last couple of years because this promotes a healthy and strong immune system. If you've heard of glutathione, this is sort of the main element, dual form glutathione. So all of their products are not just like vitamins and minerals thrown into a capsule like most of what you get in a store. It's how can we formulate this with their team of doctors so that every little bit of it is absorbed properly into your body and actually used. So you can check out the YouTube channel for Medexus, and the link for the website and all info is in the video description. I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. And the last one I'm going to share with you, I don't have the women's supplement. Go figure. Probio Balance. This is their newest supplement. And obviously, this is for a healthy gut microflora. I'm not going to list it all, but it helps with your gut health and your microbiome at the cellular level. And with the lack of things that we're getting in our foods and sometimes our diets, it can make a huge difference to just have something that you're doing on a daily basis to give your body a helping hand. Okay, and then really quickly, just some sort of fun things I've tried online and that I love. I'm not supporting this brand, but I do love it. It's called Golden Seal powder, and you can sniff it in your nose. Like if you have clogged nose, stuffy nose, it works immediately. It just sort of, I don't know, dries things up, protects your nasal lining. And this is one of those things I thought was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs when I first heard about it. Like, I'm going to snort this powder, but it doesn't hurt or anything. There's just a little bit of a bitter taste. Not much. It's just like way in the back of your throat, sort of thing. Amazing. I've been talking this up to all my friends and family too. And this is going to last me like probably 5 years. I don't know. It lasts a long time because you only need a little bit. This one is my recent discovery, most recent, prune juice. If you guys ever need to clean out your system and you want to do it naturally, and this is just the brand that is easily available to me, 100% prune juice. Wow. You want to, clean out the pipes? It will work. And supposedly some people drink it warm. Well, I guess warm is better. It works quicker. But some people actually warm it up, I guess. And they said, don't go anywhere. If you do that, just make sure you're at home for the day. Okay. And then another one kind of on the same topic that I really like, psyllium husk powder. It really has no taste. I put it on yogurt, or you can put it on whatever. It's super light. It's almost like, I don't know, it's like a light breadcrumbs. I can't really show it to you right now, but it has no taste. It's super light, but it's fiber. And again, helps keep things moving and no bad taste to worry about. This one, somebody gave this to me, mushroom coffee, and there's like 6 different kinds of mushrooms in it. I thought it was going to be weird from another mushroom thing I tried before, but almost no taste. I guess there's a little bit of coffee in it, and it's not bad, actually. If I really needed to stop drinking coffee, I don't think that's ever going to happen, but it could. this could somewhat replace it. It is kind of like coffee. And then one of my favorites that I've been eating these for over a year now, the apricot seeds, dried apricot seeds, natural, bitter, and raw. And they are bitter, but I don't know, maybe I'm crazy in the way that I like it. I like a little bit. I'll eat a couple of these, and then I'll grab a pinch of Himalayan salt or Celtic salt, something I won't get into, but those are the only salts I use now. So a little bit of bitter apricot seed, crunchy, with some good salt. Delicious. So, okay, I think that's everything I wanted to share with you. I know it's a lot, but if I don't make a point to do it, then I won't, because we're always talking about Pastor Bob and all the different things. And I do want to wrap up with some, maybe a more clear prediction on what's coming with this November thing, because things are definitely getting clearer to me from my perspective. Digital Revolution said, Pastor Bob, 2 Corinthians 5:17. I'm sure I've shared that one before, but can't remember. I like sharing 17 verses with 17. Anyway, tastes a bit different, but good. Yep. Natural B17 cancer. Oh, yeah. The C word. This is supposed to really fight that. So, and there's a lot to back that up, because, like I said, I've become sort of a passionate natural nerd as well the last couple of years. And it was out of necessity. I never planned to do it. Probably about half the things I'm doing this year, I never planned to do, expected, but God led me on the path and I just followed, and he's just still blessing me for it. So I got no complaints. I'm loving it. But so I'm just trying to be authentic about sharing this stuff with you guys. And of course, in the description is my link, my affiliate link, and that's obvious because my name is on it. But I love the company. I love the staff. I've talked to the main doctors at different times, and yeah, it's a great company. I'm not going to say they're a Christian company, but wink, wink. You can look into that too. So check out Medexus. That's the name of their YouTube channel as well. And tons of videos on there. So they can explain the stuff way better than I can. But yeah, as far as the foods and natural, get organic, as much as possible. But as far as all the natural stuff, that's what our body uses to rebuild itself, recharge, and give the tools to fight the C words and stuff like that. So it's kind of a no-brainer if you really start to think about it. And if you really start to get to a point where you're like, yeah, I know it's right. I just need to take it serious because, hey, we're all getting older, right? And once you get to that point, like I did a few years ago, there was no turning back. I'm not going to go back to just eating a lot of junk and not taking care of myself the way I was, because, well, I probably paid the price for it in the first place by getting C. Maybe not, but probably, more than likely. So blessed are those servants whom when he cometh shall find watching. Verily I say unto you that he shall gird himself and make them to sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them. Pastor Bob told me he's a strong Trump supporter. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't talk outright about that in his messages, but we've seen enough pictures to indicate Pastor Bob is more, yeah, he's in that direction. Okay. And it's obvious. So pretty cool. Okay, what was I going to wrap up with? Oh, the prediction. It's hard to boil this all into one video. Medexus supplements, natural products, and Pastor Bob, and now the prediction. Same thing I've been saying, but to clarify it. Okay, I've said many months ago, and again in recent days, that the likeliness of November 5th being a grab attempt, we know who the popular one is, okay? If you can't see it by this point between the man and the woman, if you can't see who is ridiculously more popular, I don't know what to tell you. And that's the kind of thing that wins things on November. So it's looking really clear now with every day we draw closer. We're about 2 weeks away now, finally, that yes, that is going to happen. Again, like 2020. However, staying on the positive note, I do not believe any percent at all that it's going to go down in the end the same way as 2020. And he is going to return. Without getting into the details of how, who, what, November, December, January, that all transpires, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to fear it. It's going to be a crazy ride. It's going to have to be, because if you just look at things for how they are, neither side is going to just sort of give in, right? But I do believe there's a side of good and there's a side of evil for the most part, and one side is going to win. And I believe that God has put this whole plan together, and it's going to be quite the wake-up call. And I think a lot of the cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs people like me and all of you watching right now, probably, there's going to be some major vindication. And I think it's going to be so so off the charts that we're not even going to feel the need to say I told you so. That's how big I believe it's going to be. So there's always going to be the skeptics and those who don't see things until, I don't know, it's widely shared and widely accepted. But that's what I see. So, well, maybe it's always a weird face. So I should wrap it up there anyway, so I can get back to it. Let me catch up on the comments before I go. The greatest showman of all time. Yep. We're watching a chess match unlike anything we've ever seen before. And it's going to be quite an ending to this movie that we're a part of. Sharon, I have seen your videos and like them, in my humble opinion, and this is my opinion only. Elvis died in 1977, and Pastor Bob Joyce is a man reborn in Christ. Okay, that's great. I am totally open to anybody who's skeptical or just outright says no, and that's fine. I'm obviously more in the camp of I've seen too many musical, public speaking, body language things. I think it's more likely than not. However, at the same time, I will continue saying that I have no real emotional attachment to any of it. And I just want us to find out. But it might be a little while yet before we do. We're obviously still waiting. So, checkmate. Yeah, there's so many things. I mean, oh yeah, before I go, let me say one more time that the Bob Joyce and Elvis Presley playlist on this channel has probably about 130 videos on there. So if you're willing to look more, and if you've only seen even 10 or 20 videos, then it doesn't take very long. Most of the videos are a minute or two. And so it's very quick. You can just go to the playlist on this channel and check out whatever you want. And it's much more organized that way than trying to scroll through all the videos that I have here, because I do bounce around a lot. I admit it. But I'm interested in a lot of these topics. So, okay, I'll wrap it up so I can stop looking at my weirdo frozen face that I see on the screen. And thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. Please check out everything in the video description. If you like anything I've done, that's where I can direct you for more. And obviously the channel playlist too, if you're mostly interested in videos. That is one of the best places to go. But also there's other content on other places too that I'm not really mentioning right now. So about 1,000 dead celebs. Yeah, it's a very logical assumption, even if we know nothing, that a lot of well-known people went into hiding, even if it was none of the people that we're talking about, just to be really skeptical, right? It does happen. People do go into witness protection, go into hiding, and that's indisputable. So when you start at a certain point of logic like that, I think it can be enough to sort of be more open-minded to why some are more believers than others, is just because we're just looking at it from different angles. So, okay, I better wrap it up so I can get to back to some music and work for you all. I'm working for you guys. So have a good day and a blessed week. I will keep you posted every day. I'm looking for more tidbits and things that I can share that connect more dots with me, that makes it really clear of what's coming. And I'm still saying the same thing years later, that it's probably going to be quite an ending these next couple months, and whatever that means. So let's just stay prepared and blessed and enjoy today. That's what we should do. All right, take care. Blessings. Thanks, Digital Revolution, for all the support, comments, and Sharon also. Oh, really? The black screen. My face froze like it seems to always do after 20 or 25 minutes. I'm not going to say anything on that one, but it could easily be my connection. So, okay. Take care. I'll talk to you guys again soon. God bless.